Hey everybody, Sam Kavaris in the Nimnicht Buick GMC Sports Update. So the Jaguars go to 5-3, and if you break it into quarters like they like to do, in this second quarter of the season, the Jaguars go 3-1. They win back-to-back games, and they win a home game. And those are the things that you have to do if you want to be considered any sort of legitimate postseason contender. And the Jaguars at this point look legitimate. Certainly their defense is that. With the addition of Darius in the middle, the continued solid play of the linebackers, and the leadership that Calais Campbell is showing continually, which just makes people like Malik Jackson better players. He's now got 11 sacks, by the way, which is one off the all-time record of 12 by Tony Brackens for an entire season. So you expect that he'll get there. But the Jaguars certainly look like a team, particularly with the rest of their schedule. They've got 4 more home games, 3 consecutive ones in December, and the next home game is next week against the Chargers. They look like a team that can have a winning record in the second half, which would make them no worse than 9-7, which in the AFC South this year probably either wins the division or certainly gets you into the playoffs. They would have no one to blame but themselves, and that's where it takes us to Leonard Fournette, a guy that in the dozen times that I've spent time with him certainly seemed like an earnest guy who was a guy who wants to do the right things, really even talked about doing great things both in the community and on the field. And then all of a sudden, Sunday morning, the Jaguars announced that he's been suspended for the game. Wouldn't tell us why. Infraction of team rules. We find out later that he missed meetings. He missed the team photo. He missed a treatment. He missed a workout. I mean, you know, this is the kind of stuff that is an irresponsible young player's bane. But Fournette doesn't seem to be that guy. Doug Marrone did say he does expect him to play next week, so you hope it's some sort of youthful indiscretion that happens only one time and they move past this. But the important thing is that the Jaguars still showed that they can win even without him. That's 2 games, both against the Colts and now against the Bengals, that Chris Ivory has played like a man possessed. TJ Yeldon has only been on the bench because they can't get him on the field because he doesn't really play special teams. And defensively, they played the second half without Jalen Ramsey, but still were a very solid defensive unit. So this is a football team in the best sense of the word. And in talking to Lonnie Martz about it, he said, you can see when you start to understand that all I have to do is my job and you trust the guy next to you, that it certainly makes the defense better and it makes the running game better because that's what they need on the offensive line. Speaking of that, I think they need this configuration for the rest of the year. Leave Brandon Linder at guard, Tyler Shatley, the strongest guy on the team, at center. And if you're going to change somebody out, let Patrick Omameh compete for that spot with A.J. Cann in the future. But that is the offensive line that you're looking for. And let Blake Bortles just do the things he's doing. Throw it to the open guy, find the open guy when necessary, and sure is a lot easier when it's 3rd and 4 as opposed to 3rd and 14. Next week, the Chargers at 1 o'clock at the stadium. I'm Sam Kavaris, and that's the Nimnicht Buick GMC Sports Update.